When you think of The Sopranos, a specific scene usually comes to mind. A lot of people regularly quote some of the most iconic moments and usually call back to them as their favorite. However, there's one scene I consider to be the most important scene in the whole show that doesn't get talked about enough. In episode 6 of season 1, Pax Soprana, there's a scene featuring Tony and Junior. They're watching a baseball game, and during this scene, Tony is trying to convince Junior to do as he says. Contrary to his behavior in later seasons, Tony is playing different angles, bringing up examples of historical figures even. However, towards the end of this conversation, Tony asks him if he remembers this joke that Junior told him. Tony then repeats that joke, which is about a young boy asking his father if they could eat one cow, to which his father replies that they're gonna eat them all. Junior laughs at this, but he doesn't remember the joke at all. They both laugh some more, and the scene ends with Junior asking Tony if he's okay. Tony stoically replies that yes, he's okay, before affectionately patting Junior on the back. Now you may be asking yourself, what exactly about this scene do I consider important? See, the reason this scene is mainly so impactful is for two reasons. Number one is its placement. Season 1 is almost a calm before the storm. The characters are a lot happier and seem to genuinely enjoy each other's company. However, more relevant to the scene, Junior and Tony fall out and they never fully recover their relationship through the series. We see all these flashbacks about how Junior was there for Tony and how much that meant for him. We see him talking to Dr. Melfi about it numerous times. However, that's all thrown away. As the show progresses, it's made abundantly clear that Junior has become a shell of his former self. He's not the man that Tony loved. Junior forgetting the joke is a small foreshadowing of this reveal. Tony remembers the joke. He remembers what it meant for him, and it fuels his ambition. Now, the second reason why this scene is so important is because it's mirrored in the final scene of the show. In the final moments of the show, Tony is awaiting his family in a diner they frequent. Finally, Carmela and AJ arrive. The conversation switches to AJ's new job and how he's sick of just taking calls. Carmela and Tony reassure him that this job is good for him. AJ agrees and he says focus on the good times. Tony rebukes this, telling him to not be sarcastic. But AJ, with a surprised face, tells him that's what he once told him. Quote, try to remember the times that were good. Quote. Tony responds exactly like Junior did to him in season 1. I did? He responds. And AJ awkwardly looks at him and says, yeah. The framing here is intentional. In the original scene, Tony and Junior are close to each other, literally and metaphorically. They love each other, they're laughing and having a good time. In the finale, AJ and Tony are opposite of each other. This is symbolic of their relationship up to this point. AJ doesn't crack a laugh. He doesn't just go along with it. Tony tries to show some physical affection to AJ in this scene, and AJ just kind of looks tired of it all. I'm sure you've noticed at this point, but this scene in the finale is a direct bookend to the scene in season 1. Both these scenes are a reflection of each other. Tony does not remember this moment that AJ considers important. It's always interested me that this specific parallel was here in the show's final scene. David Chase has always been iffy when it comes to answering questions about the ending, and it's probably because he always gets fed up with the only questions being about whether Tony died or not. They don't discuss a lot of the intentional choices or the nuance that this scene has. To me personally, The Sopranos was about the question of can this man change? It's the question proposed in episode 1 of season 1. To me, this scene here directly answers that question. No, he couldn't change. This is here to directly show you, the viewer, that Tony is no different from Junior in the man he became. In season 1, Junior puts out a hit on Tony, and throughout the rest of the show, he slowly loses his mind to dementia. Tony in season 6 has done disgusting things of the same nature, and in the end, he couldn't sort out his mental issues. He's become the same man Junior has, the person he despised for almost the entire run of the show, a bitterful, delusional shell of a man. And that's the point. The pattern here has repeated itself once again. To me, the final scene was never about if Tony died or if he lived. That was never the point. The point was this journey showing you if this man could change. He tried and he failed. It cut to black because we as the viewer found our answer. Now the black screen beckons the question to you. Can you do any better?